Good evening, I'm Janie Wallace.
And I'm Daniel Sparkman. Terry Brewer and Lynn Brooks have the night off. For the first time in 6 years, Alabama's men's basketball team made an appearance at the NCAA tournament, and it was a nail-biter.
Yes, it was. Daniel, details in tonight's top story. Crimson Tide fans filled local sports bars to cheer on the Tide, and it came down to the final 2 seconds of the game, but Bama missed the final shot at the buzzer, giving Creighton the advancement to the next round with a final score of 58-57. Now, WVUA's Todd Hoyer has much more coming up later in your home team sports. Breaking news now in from Montgomery. Governor Bentley has just ordered a 10.6 spending cut for state agencies.
Bentley ordered the proration because he said the state general fund budget was impacted by several factors, including the cost of tornado recovery and reduced earnings from state investments. The state personnel director says she has notified several departments about procedures for layoffs. Officials say the budget cuts do not affect the state's education budget. And it was a beautiful Friday evening out there across West Alabama. Spring is giving us a sneak peek at what's to come. WVUA Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott is in to tell us what we can expect for later tonight and the weekend. Hey, Richard.
Hey, Daniel and Janie, good Friday evening to you. How about 81 this afternoon in Tuscaloosa now? Many spots reaching 85 earlier today, but starting that downhill trend. Now the sun's getting ready to set here for the next couple of hours. 82 down in Montgomery, Evergreen, and Dothan at 83. Shower storms hard to find this afternoon, but a little bit of cloud cover starting to move into the Tuscaloosa area and Birmingham area now. That's in response to some clouds and rain happening north of us today. Really no organized shower storms in our immediate area, but an isolated shower or storm is possible tonight. Chance of rain over the weekend, extremely small. Most spots will stay completely dry. Saturday and Sunday, how about 85? Both days close to those record highs over the next few days. Good supply of sun for the weekend. How about the rest of that forecast, though? And we'll look ahead towards spring. Your weather forecast is coming up.
Thanks, Richard. Look at those temperatures. So beautiful out there.
It's awesome.
And, you know, these beautiful temperatures and spring-like days have lots of folks out there across West Alabama, including me, anxious to hit the water.
We caught up with some people over at Smith's Marina today. They were already packing up their boat for a day out on the water. But Tuscaloosa Police Lake Patrol told us while the object of a day on the lake is fun, it's important to always keep safety first and have everything in check.
One of the biggest things with warm weather just now starting up, we'd like for everybody to check their boats out good, make sure they're in good running order. That way you won't get stranded out here and have to call somebody to come pick you up.
Now, for more information about boating safety, visit the Alabama Department of Conservation and Natural Resources website. For a shortcut, just go to WVUATV.com.
And spring is in full bloom all over the country, including our nation's capital. It's one of the prettiest sights in D.C., and it's coming early this year. The famed cherry blossoms are beginning to bloom, and experts say the peak time will come next week, which is a week earlier than normal, and that's due to the sudden spring-like temperatures. The annual Cherry Blossom Festival actually begins on March 20th, which is the first day of spring.
On your crime watch, a Tuscaloosa man has died 2.5 weeks after being attacked. Now the suspect is facing murder charges.
According to police, on February 29th, authorities were called to the home of 64-year-old Willie Cook. Police say they found him unconscious. Witnesses said Willie Griffin assaulted Cook. He was taken to DCH and put on life support. Officials say Cook died this morning. Police say 29-year-old Griffin has now been charged with murder.
Also on your crime watch, 43-year-old Carrie Moore from Tuscaloosa has been arrested in connection with 3 burglaries. Officials say around 11 o'clock Thursday night, the Asian market on Greensboro Avenue was broken into, and after an investigation, police arrested Moore. After further investigation, Moore was also charged with burglaries at Honesty Bail Bonds and Fletcher Supply.
And continuing your crime watch, 2 Tuscaloosa men are arrested in connection with rape. Police say 21-year-old Stephen Long and 18-year-old Ladarian Lee are accused of forcing 2 juvenile females to have sexual intercourse. Police say the charges stem from a report back in December.
New problems today for the state's troubled prepaid college tuition program. The Alabama Supreme Court tossed out a settlement over PACT today. Officials said the settlement is void because it conflicts with state law. They said the legislature provided extra funding to PACT in 2010 to make tuition payments fully funded and not violate the contracts between PACT and the contract holders. The Supreme Court said the settlement violates that because it calls for PACT to pay tuition at 2010 levels and for the students' families to make up the difference.
In news across the nation tonight, people in Michigan are picking up the pieces today after a set of damaging storms ripped through their area yesterday. Reports of at least 3 tornadoes touched down in eastern Michigan, the city of Dexter being hit the hardest. Reports of several damaged homes, downed trees, and power lines. Authorities are out assessing the damage today, and there have currently been no reports of any injuries.
In Arizona, state lawmakers are considering a bill allowing employers to deny health insurance coverage for birth control pills if the employer has a religious or moral objection to the contraception. The bill has passed the state house and will now go to the Senate. Religious institutions are already exempt from having to cover birth control under Arizona state law. The new law would also remove a provision in current state law that prohibits religious employers from discriminating against employees who choose to use contraceptives and pay for them out of pocket.